Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make a motion of preliminary objection to the proposed rules under insurance 1700. I would like to remind us and those who are present before us that we have the authority to offer a preliminary objection based on the following criteria. One, that it would be beyond the authority of the agency. Two, contrary to the intent of the legislature. Three, determined not to be in the public interest. And four, deemed by the committee to have substantial economic impact not recognized in the physical impact statement. I move this preliminary motion and would like to read the specific objections that will be included in that motion.
Second.
One, the committee objects to the provisions of the proposed chapter insurance 1700 to the extent that the rules appear to authorize the commissioner to exercise a degree of management and decision-making authority regarding the operations of the New Hampshire Medical Malpractice Joint Underwriting Association that would be contrary to legislative intent and statutory authority as noted in staff regulations. And two, the committee objects to the provisions of the proposed chapter insurance 1700 to the extent that the rules would appear to authorize the commissioner to make a determination to dissolve the New Hampshire Medical Malpractice Joint Underwriting Association plan without review and approval by legislative action of the full general court. The committee finds such provisions to be contrary to the intent of the legislature and contrary to the public interest due to lack of clarity as noted in staff annotations, and may have a substantial economic impact not recognized in the fiscal impact statement. And three, the committee further objects to the provisions of the proposed chapter insurance 1700 to the extent that the rules based on public comment fail to acknowledge the decision of the Supreme Court versus Tuttle med malpractice, and therefore are contrary to public interest based on lack of clarity regarding vested rights and retrospectivity. Thank you. And what I wanted to say is that
we have a motion. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Yes.
Second, return of second. Yes.
May I just speak briefly to my motion? I believe that the three items that I have just read into the record address the concerns and questions that have been raised in the public hearing both today and a week ago, and provide an opportunity for further refinement and clarification of such rules that will aid to the benefit of the state. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sure all of you will probably wish to have an opportunity to address us on this. And what I would like to do is offer the Reverend Kidder, then I'll go to Senator Merrill, and bounce back and forth. None. Senator Merrill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, just in terms of the process, once again, make clear the purpose of the preliminary objection is now to give the department an opportunity to respond to concerns and issues that have been raised. And I would also take the opportunity at this point to clarify and point out that the rules will be returned to the department's HOP. I know that I think there's been some confusion around this whole process in many ways, but one I'm thinking of is the misunderstanding that this committee came up with these rules. I can tell you personally that if I were looking for projects this September, one of them would not be to sit down and come up with some new rules. So I wanted to make that clear, that is the process. The department's brought these rules to us. We've had lots of time to hear from the public, hear from staff, hear from each other about our concerns.
Councilor Miller?
I want to say that these objections really reflect what I've been thinking about when papers that I missed last week.
Councilor Gottlieb?
Just that I think it's time that we brought these issues out and that we're going to solve them. I think they've been there for a very long time and they should have been addressed in some serious. And I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to do it.
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to thank my fellow committee members here that been here last week and this week and trying to wade our way through what is really an extremely confusing situation. I think that we've raised some very important objections, and I'm looking forward to seeing the response from the insurance department. But I think all that's really come out is that this really needs to go back to the legislature for clarification. This is a very big issue with a very big price tag in the state of New Hampshire, and we really need to get the legislature itself involved in this. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Schmidt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, I want to concur in general with the statements of my colleagues up to this point. I think it's been important that we gave the public an opportunity to come before us and raise these issues, whether they were well-founded in fact or apprehensions that one could not take note of them, given the fact that the HB2 did, in point of fact, attempt to tap into these funds, not one of our better decisions. I think another important aspect is that the department and the commissioner himself have been before us, and all these statements that we've heard are part of the record. And the commitments that the department has made are important to have in writing with a transcript so that they go forward so that there are no misunderstandings. So thank you all.
Thank you. Central.
Thank you. I too am appreciative of all of the comments and patience of the committee. But I'm particularly concerned about the professionals that came before us in the last 2 days that we've had these hearings over 2 weeks that we've had. And all the time that I've spent on JLCAR, and it's been 6 years, I've never seen so many professionals come before us with so many concerns over one particular issue. This is important. I think it's precedent setting. You have to get it right. If you don't get it right, it's going to set up a precedent where this state just rate any fund that everyone wants to rate. And I'm very concerned that that is setting up a very dangerous precedent. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I would like to say that, again, the process has worked. It is important. JLCAR and administrative rules is an important part of our government. Sometimes we get bogged down in the forest full of trees. However, bringing the opponents and the proponents together and listening to the sides and giving us the information that we need to make a decision, I'm pleased that we unanimously came to the point to say you need insurance department and providers to go back to the table and talk to one another, and let's resolve the issue. And thank you very much for all your time.